Go ahead, Leandro. You can start.
Okay. Good evening to everyone. Lexi and Alejandra and Dr. John. Okay, my presentation is a topic. There are two topics that I used in the last semester to teach in the listening and the practicing that I had. Okay, the first topic is the past perfect continuous. So um, this time, speak about an action that happened in the past and continue in the same past. Okay, so I'm going to read the definition. Okay, the past perfect continuous tense, also known as the past perfect progressive tense, shows that an action that started in the past continued up until another time in the past. Okay, this is the first topic. And the second one is the past perfect, is an action that happened in the past and finished in the past. Okay. Okay. The past perfect tenses of verb are the ones used to talk about things that happened before a specific time. The simple past perfect tense use had and the past participle of the verb. Okay. So in this part of the class, I asked for the student to speak and to ask if they had any question about the grammar or about the definition. Okay, so this is the grammar of the past perfect continue. So it's very simple. In the past perfect continue and in the past perfect, we always use the verb had. Is the past of have or has. Okay, we always need to have. So to affirmative sentences, we need to use a subject, he, she, it, they. We need to use the auxiliary. Um, in this case, it's had. Then we need to use the verb. The verb to be in past participle is been. And then we continue with the verb with ing. Okay, I'm going to read the one. I'm going to read the affirmative sentences. Okay, they have been playing tennis, so it means that in the past they have been playing tennis in a specific time. Okay, it's in the past. Is always the same with the negative form. It's better if you use a negative, a contraction. Okay, in this case, the verb had, we need to use a contraction and it said hadn't. Okay, it's better to the grammar. So it's like the same, the affirmative, we use the subject and the verb in past is hadn't, the same verb to be. And we finish with the verb with ing. Okay, so the example is they hadn't been playing tennis. So they hadn't is a negative form. And for question, we have to change the verb had and the subject, like the verb to be. So at the beginning is had, then we have to use the subject, then the verb to be, and finish with the ing. Have they been playing tennis? So this is like a little about the present perfect continue. Okay. Now I'm going to read about the past perfect. As I said before, we have to use the verb have in the past had. So to affirmative sentences, it's very simple. We use the subject. We need to use the verb had. In the past is had. And then we need to use the verb in past participle. It's very important because the verb has to change. Okay, so in affirmative sentences, is she has finished the test. So it means that she already finished the test in the past, in a specific time in the past. Okay, the negative form is like present perfect continue. We have to use the contraction of had. It means hadn't, and the only thing that changed is the past participle. Okay, so she hadn't finished the test. It means she hadn't finished. She could do it. She couldn't do it. Okay, and the question is the same of past participle, past perfect continuous. Sorry, we have to change the verb have in the past and the subject. So we use had, then subject, and then the past participle, the verb in past participle. Okay, it would be had she finished the test? Don't forget that when when you are talking, it's very important to use the intonation, because if you say, had she finished the test, it's a question, but the people around you can figure out that you're talking about a question. So it's very important. I have forget about it. Okay. When I was teaching this topic, I used to make the student read a lot, and I used to make a student speak in English, and then I make them explain in Spanish the sentence. Okay, like for example, I made them read, you have been playing, so it means that tú has estado jugando. Okay, this is past perfect continuous. So it's very important because you have to understand what you're talking about in English, and you have to understand at the same time in your mind what are you talking about. Okay, the English is not the same. Sometimes it's not the same. Sometimes what you're talking in English or what you're talking in Spanish. Okay, so in this part, the student used to talk. The student used to talk in English and then continue in Spanish. Just the little phrase. Okay, so this is the same grammar, and in this case, in this page, okay, there are some examples of past perfect continuous. So I used to choose one student. Like for example, Carlos must read number 8. My father hadn't been living in California for months. So what it means? I make the student explain what it means in English and then what it means in Spanish. So it's because I already told you, it's very important to understand the two meaning. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I will explain quickly. This is some exercise that I prepare in past perfect continuous and in past perfect. The idea is that they have to fill in the blank, all the space. This is one exercise in the class, and at the end of the class, they have to listen maybe one song or two songs, and the idea is that they have to fill in the blank as the last exercise. Um, I just send the link, just the audio, and I used to send a paper, and then they have to fill in the blank. So it was a very good exercise because the listening skill, it was improving in that time. And
Right, I'm gonna have to stop you there because we just reached the 8 minute limit. Okay.
oh, okay,
Yeah, I
teacher,
have to tell
thank you
you
very
that,
much.
but I mean, like everybody needs to take 8 minutes. If you don't, well, I stop you. Okay. But
Okay.
thank you, Leonardo, for sharing your presentation and to share your knowledge. Now I'm going to ask Alejandra to ask one question to Leandro about his presentation. Please, Alejandra.
Okay, Leandro. Hi. What is the
Hi, Ale.
different? What is the different past perfect and the past perfect continuous?
Okay, very simple. As I told you at the beginning of the presentation, and the past perfect continuous uh, explain an action that started in the past but continue happen in the same past. Okay, it's different. Is like with ing, so it means that it continue happening. Okay, and the past perfect is very simple. Happen in the past in a specific time. That's it. Okay.
Okay, thank
I also have a
Okay.
question, Leandro. What is the difference between past perfect, the one you just mentioned, and present perfect?
Okay. Something that past perfect is already explained. Um, present perfect. I have at the beginning the verb change because you have to use the verb in present have. But happen in the past and in the present is the different teacher. I already did the topic too. I did present, future, progressive, future with participle. I did all the times with the class that I had.
Great. As you explained, well, past perfect, as you mentioned, is something that already passed in the past, right? And it finished in the past as well. And as you mentioned, present perfect is something that started in the past and it still continues on the present. Okay? So that's very good, Leandro. Excellent, excellent job there. Okay, I'm going to stop recording now, Leandro.